Genesis 31. But afterwards, he heard the words of the sons of Laban, saying, Jacob has taken all that was our father's, and being enlarged by his ability, he has become famous. Likewise, he observed that Laban's face was not the same toward him as it was yesterday and the day before. Most importantly, the Lord was saying to him, Return to the land of your fathers and to your generation, and I will be with you. He sent and called for Rachel and Leah, in the field where he pastured the flocks. And he said to them, I see that your father's face is not the same toward me as it was yesterday and the day before. But the God of my father has been with me. And you know that I have served your father with all my strength. Even so, your father has circumvented me, and he has changed my wages 10 times. And yet God has not permitted him to harm me. Whenever he said, The speckled will be your wages, all the sheep gave birth to speckled newborns. Yet truly, when he said the contrary, You will take whatever is white for your wages, all the flocks gave birth to white ones. And it is God who has taken your father's substance and given it to me. For after the time had arrived for the Awes to conceive, I lifted up my eyes, and I saw in my sleep that the males climbing on the females were of variegated, and spotted, and diverse colors. And the angel of God said to me in my sleep, Jacob, and I responded, Here I am. And he said, Lift up your eyes, and see that all the males climbing on the females are variegated, spotted, and also speckled. For I have seen all that Laban has done to you. I am the God of Bethel, where you anointed the stone and made a vow to me. Now therefore arise, and depart from this land, returning to the land of your nativity. And Rachel and Leah responded, Have we anything left behind among the resources and inheritance of our father's house? Has he not considered us as foreigners, and sold us, and consumed our price? But God has taken our father's riches and handed these to us and to our sons. Therefore, do all that God has instructed you. And so Jacob rose up, and having placed the children and his wives upon camels, he went forth. And he took all his substance and flocks, and whatever he had acquired in Mesopotamia, and he journeyed to his father Isaac, in the land of Canaan. At that time, Laban had gone to shear the sheep, and so Rachel stole her father's idols. And Jacob was not willing to confess to his father-in-law that he was fleeing. And when he had gone away with all such things that were justly his, and, having crossed the river, was continuing on toward Mount Gilead, it was reported to Laban on the 3rd day that Jacob had fled. And taking his brothers with him, he pursued him for 7 days. And he overtook him at Mount Gilead. And he saw in a dream, God saying to him, Beware that you not speak anything harsh against Jacob. And now Jacob had pitched his tent at the mountain. And when he, with his brothers, had overtaken him, he set his tent at the same place at Mount Gilead. And he said to Jacob, Why have you acted this way, departing from me in secret, with my daughters like captives of the sword? Why would you want to flee without my knowledge and without telling me, though I might have led you forward with gladness, and songs, and timbrels, and lyres? You have not permitted me to kiss my sons and daughters. You have acted foolishly. And now, indeed, my hand has power to repay you with harm. But the God of your father said to me yesterday, Beware that you not speak anything stern against Jacob. It may be that you desire to go to your own, and that you longed for the house of your father. But why have you stolen my gods? Jacob answered, I set out, unknown to you, because I feared that you might take away your daughters by violence. But, since you accuse me of theft, with whomever you will find your gods, let him be slain in the sight of our brothers. Search, anything of yours that you will find with me, take it away. Now when he said this, he did not know that Rachel had stolen the idols. And so Laban, entering the tent of Jacob, and of Leah, and of both the handmaids, did not find them. And when he had entered the tent of Rachel, She quickly hid the idols under the camel's bedding, and she sat upon them. And when he had searched the entire tent and found nothing, she said, "Do not be angry, my lord, that I am unable to rise up in your sight, because it has now happened to me according to the custom of women." So his careful search was thwarted. And Jacob, being inflated, said with contention, "For which fault of mine, or for what sin of mine, have you become so enraged against me? And searched all the items of my house? What have you found from all the substance of your house? Place it here before my brothers, and your brothers, and let them judge between me and you. For what reason have I been with you for 20 years? Your awes and she-goats were not barren, the rams of your flocks I did not consume. Neither did I reveal to you what was seized by the wild beast. I replaced all that was damaged. Whatever was lost by theft, you collected it from me. Day and night, I was burned by heat and by frost, and sleep fled from my eyes. And in this way, for 20 years, I have served you in your house, 14 for your daughters, and 6 for your flocks. You have also changed my wages 10 times. If the God of my father Abraham and the fear of Isaac had not been close to me, perhaps by now you would have sent me away naked. But God looked kindly on my affliction and the labor of my hands, and he rebuked you yesterday." Laban answered him, "My daughters and sons, and your flocks, and all that you discern are mine. What can I do to my sons and grandchildren? Come, therefore, let us enter into a pact, so that it may be a testimony between me and you." And so Jacob took a stone, and he set it up as a memorial. And he said to his brothers, "Bring stones." And they, gathering together stones, made a tomb, and they ate upon it. And Laban called it, Tomb of Witness, and Jacob, Pile of Testimony, each of them according to the fitness of his own language. And Laban said, "This tomb will be a witness between me and you this day. May the Lord consider and judge between us, when we will have withdrawn from one another. If you afflict my daughters, and if you bring in other wives over them, no one is a witness of our words except God, who understands beforehand." And again he said to Jacob, "Lo, this tomb and the stone that I have set up between me and you will be a witness. This tomb, I say, and the stone, they are for testimony, in case either I cross beyond it going toward you, or you cross beyond it thinking to harm me. May the God of Abraham, and the God of Nahor, the God of their father, judge between us." Therefore, Jacob swore by the fear of his father Isaac. And after he had immolated sacrifices on the mountain, he called his brothers to eat bread. And when they had eaten, they lodged there. In truth, Laban rose up in the night, and he kissed his sons and daughters, and he blessed them. And he returned to his place. Genesis 32. Likewise, Jacob continued on the journey that he had begun. And the angels of God met him. When he had seen them, he said, "These are the encampments of God." And he called the name of that place Mahanaim, that is, encampments. Then he also sent messengers before him to his brother Esau, in the land of Seir, in the region of Edom. And he instructed them, saying, "You shall speak in this way to my lord Esau, your brother Jacob says these things, I have sojourned with Laban, and I have been with him until the present day. I have oxen, and donkeys, and sheep, and men servants, and women servants. And now I send an ambassador to my lord, so that I may find favor in your sight." And the messengers returned to Jacob, saying, "We went to your brother Esau, and behold, he rushes to meet you with 400 men." Jacob was very afraid. And in his terror, he divided the people who were with him, likewise the flocks, and the sheep, and the oxen, and the camels, into 2 companies. Saying, "If Esau goes to one company, and strikes it, the other company, which is left behind, will be saved." And Jacob said, "God of my father Abraham, and God of my father Isaac, O Lord, who said to me, return to your land, and to the place of your nativity, and I will do well for you. I am less than any of your compassions and your truth, which you have fulfilled to your servant. With my staff I crossed over this Jordan. And now I go back with 2 companies. Rescue me from the hand of my brother Esau, for I am very afraid of him, lest perhaps he may come and strike down the mother with the sons. You did say that you would do well by me, and that you would expand my offspring like the sand of the sea, which, because of its multitude, cannot be numbered. And when he had slept there that night, he separated, from the things that he had, gifts for his brother Esau. 200 she-goats, 20 he-goats, 200 awes, and 20 rams. 30 milking camels with their young, 40 cows, and 20 bulls, 20 she-donkeys, and 10 of their young. And he sent them by the hands of his servants, each flock separately, and he said to his servants, Pass before me, and let there be a space between flock and flock. And he instructed the first, saying, If you happen to meet my brother Esau, and he questions you, Whose are you? Or, Where are you going? Or, Whose are these which follow you? You shall respond, Your servant Jacob's. He has sent them as a gift to my lord Esau. And he is also coming after us. Similarly, he gave orders to the second, and the third, and to all who follow the flocks, saying, Speak these same words to Esau, when you find him. And you will add, Your servant Jacob himself also follows after us, for he said, I will appease him with the gifts that go ahead, and after this, I will see him, perhaps he will be gracious to me. And so the gifts went before him, but he himself lodged that night in the camp. And when he had arisen early, he took his 2 wives, and the same number of handmaids, with his 11 sons, and he crossed over the ford of Jabbok. And having delivered over all the things that belonged to him, he remained alone. And behold, a man wrestled with him until morning. And when he saw that he would not be able to overcome him, he touched the nerve of his thigh, and immediately it withered. And he said to him, Release me, for now the dawn ascends. He responded, I will not release you, unless you bless me. Therefore he said, What is your name? He answered, Jacob. But he said, Your name will not be called Jacob, but Israel, for if you have been strong against God, how much more will you prevail against men? Jacob questioned him, Tell me, by what name are you called? He responded, Why do you ask my name? And he blessed him in the same place. And Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, saying, I have seen God face to face, and my soul has been saved. And immediately the sun rose upon him, after he had crossed beyond Peniel. Yet in truth, he limped on his foot. For this reason, the sons of Israel, even to the present day, do not eat the nerve that withered in Jacob's thigh, because he touched the nerve of his thigh and it was obstructed. Genesis 33. Then Jacob, lifting up his eyes, saw Esau arriving, and with him 400 men. And he divided the sons of Leah and Rachel, and of both the handmaids. And he placed the 2 handmaids and their children at the beginning. Truly, Leah and her sons were in the second place. Then Rachel and Joseph were last. And advancing, he reverenced prostrate on the ground 7 times, until his brother approached. And so Esau ran to meet his brother, and he embraced him. And drawing him by his neck and kissing him, he wept. And lifting up his eyes, he saw the women and their little ones, and he said, What do these want for themselves? And are they related to you? He responded, These are the little ones that God has given as a gift to me, your servant. Then the handmaids and their sons approached and bowed down. Likewise Leah, with her sons, came near. And when they had reverenced similarly, last of all, Joseph and Rachel reverenced. And Esau said, What are these companies that I have been meeting? He responded, So may I find favor before my Lord. But he said, I have plenty, my brother, let these be for yourself. And Jacob said, I beg you, let it not be so. But if I have found favor in your eyes, receive a small present from my hands. For I have looked upon your face as I would look upon the countenance of God. Be gracious to me. And take the blessing which I have brought to you, and which God, who bestows all things, has given as a gift to me. Accepting it reluctantly, at the insistence of his brother. He said, let us go on together, and I will accompany you on your journey. And Jacob said, my lord, you know that I have with me tender little ones, and sheep, and cows with young. If I cause these to labor too much in walking, all the flocks will die in one day. May it please my lord to go before his servant. And I will follow gradually in his steps, as much as I see my little ones to be able, until I arrive to my lord in Seir. Esau responded, I beg you, that at least some of the people who are with me may remain to accompany you on the way. But he said, there is no need. I have need of one thing only, to find favor in your sight, my lord. And so Esau returned that day, by the way that he had arrived, to Seir. And Jacob went to Succoth, where, having built a house and pitched tents, he called the name of that place Succoth, that is, tents. And he crossed over to Salem, a city of the Shechemites, which is in the land of Canaan, after he returned from Mesopotamia of Syria. And he lived near the town. And he bought the part of the field in which he had pitched his tents from the sons of Hamor, the father of Shechem, for 100 lambs. And erecting an altar there, he invoked upon it the most strong God of Israel. Genesis 34. Then Dinah, the daughter of Leah, went out to see the women of that region. And when Shechem, the son of Hamor the Hivite, the leader of that land, had seen her, he fell in love with her. And so he seized her and slept with her, overwhelming the virgin by force. And the soul was closely bound to her, and, since she was sorrowful, he soothed her with flattery. And going on to Hamor, his father, he said, obtain this girl for me as a mate. But when Jacob had heard this, since his sons were absent and he was occupied in pasturing the cattle, he remained silent until they came back. Then, when Hamor, the father of Shechem, had gone out to speak to Jacob, behold, his sons arrived from the field. And hearing what had happened, they were very angry, because he had done a filthy thing in Israel and, in violating a daughter of Jacob, had perpetrated an unlawful act. And so Hamor spoke to them, the soul of my son Shechem has become attached to your daughter. Give her to him as a wife. And let us celebrate marriages with one with another. Give us your daughters, and receive our daughters. And live with us. The land is in your power, cultivate, trade, and possess it. And Shechem even said to her father and to her brothers, may I find favor in your sight, and whatever you will appoint, I will give. Increase the dowry, and request gifts, and I will freely bestow what you will ask. Only give me this girl as a wife. The sons of Jacob answered Shechem and his father with deceit, being enraged at the rape of their sister. We are not able to do what you ask, nor to give our sister to an uncircumcised man. For us, this is unlawful and abominable. But we may succeed in this, so as to be allied with you, if you are willing to become like us, and if all the male sex among you will be circumcised. Then we will mutually give and receive your daughters as well as ours, and we will live with you, and we will become one people. But if you will not be circumcised, we will take our daughter and withdraw. Their offer pleased Hamor and his son Shechem. Neither did the young man cause any delay, in fact he immediately fulfilled what was requested. For he loved the girl very much, and he was well known throughout his father's house. And entering at the gate of the city, they spoke to the people. These men are peaceful, and they want to live among us. Let them trade in the land and cultivate it, for, being spacious and broad, it is in need of cultivation. we will receive their daughters as wives, and we will give them ours. There is one thing that prevents so great a good, whether we will circumcise our males, imitating the ritual of their nation. And their substance, and cattle, and all that they possess, will be ours, if only we will acquiesce to this, and so, in living together, will form one people. And they all agreed to circumcise every one of the males. And behold, on the third day, when the pain of the wound was greatest, 2 of the sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, the brothers of Dinah, boldly entered the city with swords. And they put to death all of the males. They killed Hamor and Shechem together, taking their sister Dinah from the house of Shechem. And when they had departed, the other sons of Jacob rushed over the slain, and they plundered the city in vengeance for the rape, taking their sheep, and herds, and donkeys, and laying waste to everything else that was in their houses and in their fields. They also took their little ones and their wives captive. When they had boldly completed these acts, Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, "You have troubled me, and you have made me hateful to the Canaanites and the Perizzites, the inhabitants of this land. We are few. They, gathering themselves together, may strike me down, and then both I and my house will be wiped away." They responded, "Should they abuse our sister like a prostitute?" Genesis 35. About this time, God said to Jacob, "Arise and go up to Bethel, and live there, and make an altar to God, who appeared to you when you fled from your brother Esau." In truth, Jacob, having called together all his house, said, "Cast away the foreign gods that are in your midst and be cleansed, and also change your garments. Arise, and let us go up to Bethel, so that we may make an altar there to God, who heeded me in the day of my tribulation, and who accompanied me on my journey." Therefore, they gave him all the foreign gods which they had, and the earrings which were in their ears. And then he buried them under the terebinth tree, which is beyond the city of Shechem. And when they had set out, the terror of God invaded all the surrounding cities, and they dared not pursue them as they withdrew. And so, Jacob arrived at Luz, which is in the land of Canaan, also named Bethel, he and all the people with him. And he built an altar there, and he called the name of that place, House of God, for there God appeared to him when he fled from his brother. About the same time, Deborah, the nurse of Rebekah, died, and she was buried at the base of Bethel, under an oak tree. And the name of that place was called, Oak of Weeping. Then God appeared again to Jacob, after he returned from Mesopotamia of Syria, and he blessed him, saying, "You will no longer be called Jacob, for your name shall be Israel." And he called him Israel. And he said to him, "I am Almighty God, increase and multiply. Tribes and peoples of nations will be from you, and kings will go forth from your loins. And the land that I gave to Abraham and Isaac, I will give to you, and to your offspring after you." And he withdrew from him. In truth, he set up a monument of stone, in the place where God had spoken to him, pouring out libations over it, and pouring oil. And he called the name of that place, Bethel. Then, departing from there, he arrived in springtime at the land that leads to Ephrath. And there, when Rachel was giving birth, because it was a difficult birth, she began to be in danger. And the midwife said to her, "Do not be afraid, for you will have this son also." Then, when her life was departing because of the pain, and death was now imminent, she called the name of her son Benoni, that is, the son of my pain. Yet truly, his father called him Benjamin, that is, the son of the right hand. And so Rachel died, and she was buried in the way that leads to Ephrath, this place is Bethlehem. And Jacob erected a monument over her sepulchre. This is the monument to Rachel's tomb, even to the present day. Departing from there, he pitched his tent beyond the tower of the flock. And when he was living in that region, Reuben went out, and he slept with Bilhah the concubine of his father, which was not such a small matter as to be hidden from him. Now the sons of Jacob were 12. The sons of Leah, Reuben the firstborn, and Simeon, and Levi, and Judah, and Issachar, and Zebulun. The sons of Rachel, Joseph and Benjamin. The sons of Bilhah, handmaid of Rachel, Dan and Naphtali. The sons of Zilpah, handmaid of Leah, Gad and Asher. These are the sons of Jacob, who were born to him in Mesopotamia of Syria. And then he went to his father Isaac in Mamre, the city of Arba. This place is Hebron, where Abraham and Isaac sojourned. And the days of Isaac were completed, 180 years. And being consumed by old age, he died. And he was placed with his people, being old and full of days. And his sons, Esau and Jacob, buried him. Genesis 36. Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. Esau took wives from the daughters of Canaan, Adah the daughter of Elon the Hittite, and Aholibamah the daughter of Anna, the daughter of Zibeon the Hivite. And Basemath, the daughter of Ishmael, sister of Nebaioth. Then Adah bore Eliphaz. Basemath conceived Ruel. Aholibamah conceived Jeush, and Jalem, and Korah. These are the sons of Esau, who were born to him in the land of Canaan. Then Esau took his wives, and sons, and daughters, and every soul of his house, and his substance, and cattle, and whatever he was able to obtain in the land of Canaan, and he went into another region, withdrawing from his brother Jacob. For they were very wealthy and were not able to live together. Neither was the land of their sojourn able to sustain them, because of the multitude of their flocks. And Esau lived at Mount Seir, he is Edom. So these are the generations of Esau, the father of Edom, at Mount Seir. And these are the names of his sons, Eliphaz the son of Adah, the wife of Esau, likewise Ruel, the son of Basemath, his wife. And Eliphaz had sons, Taman, Omar, Zepho, and Gatam, and Kenaz. Now Timnah was the concubine of Eliphaz, the son of Esau. And she bore him Amalek. These are the sons of Adah, the wife of Esau. And the sons of Ruel were Nahath and Zerah, Shema and Mizah. These are the sons of Basemath, the wife of Esau. Likewise, these were the sons of Aholibamah, the daughter of Anna, the daughter of Zibeon, the wife of Esau, whom she bore to him, Jeush, and Jalem, and Korah. These were leaders of the sons of Esau, the sons of Eliphaz, the firstborn of Esau, leader Taman, leader Omar, leader Zepho, leader Kenaz, leader Korah, leader Gatam, leader Amalek. These are the sons of Eliphaz, in the land of Edom, and these the sons of Adah. Likewise, these are the sons of Ruel, the son of Esau, leader Nahath, leader Zerah, leader Shema, leader Mizah. And these were the leaders of Ruel, in the land of Edom. These are the sons of Basemath, the wife of Esau. Now these are the sons of Aholibamah, the wife of Esau, leader Jeush, leader Jalem, leader Korah. These were the leaders of Aholibamah, the daughter of Anna and the wife of Esau. These are the sons of Esau, and these were their leaders, this is Edom. These are the sons of Seir, the Horite, the inhabitants of the land, Lodan, and Shabal, and Zibeon, and Anna, and Ishan, and Ezer, and Ishun. These were the leaders of the Horites, the sons of Seir, in the land of Edom. Now Lodan produced sons, Hori and Heman. But the sister of Lodan was Timnah. And these are the sons of Shabal, Alvan, and Manahath, and Ebal, and Shepho, and Anam. And these are the sons of Zibeon, Aya and Anna. This is the Anna who found the hot springs in the wilderness, when he was pasturing the donkeys of his father Zibeon. And he had a son Dishan, and a daughter Aholibamah. And these are the sons of Dishan, Hemdan, and Eshaban, and Ithran, and Cheran. Likewise, these are the sons of Ezer, Bilhan, and Zavan, and Achan. Then Dishan had sons, Uz and Aaron. These were the leaders of the Horites, leader Lodan, leader Shabal, leader Zibeon, leader Anna, leader Dishon, leader Ezer, leader Dizon. These were leaders of the Horites who ruled in the land of Seir. Now before the sons of Israel had a king, the kings who ruled in the land of Edom were these: Bela the son of Beer, and the name of his city was Dinhabah. Then Bela died, and Jobab, the son of Zerah from Bozrah, reigned in his place. And when Jobab was dead, Husham of the land of the Temanites reigned in his place. Likewise, this one having died, Hadad the son of Bedad reigned in his place. He struck down Midian in the region of Moab. And the name of his city was Avith. And when Hadad was dead, Samlah of Masrekah reigned in his place. Likewise, this one being dead, Shaul of the river Rehoboth, reigned in his place. And when he also had passed away, Baal-Hanan, the son of Achbor, succeeded to the kingdom. Likewise, this one being dead, Hadar reigned in his place, and the name of his city was Po. And his wife was called Mehetabel, the daughter of Matred, daughter of Mezahab. Therefore, these were the names of the leaders of Esau, by their families, and places, and in their vocabulary: leader Timnah, leader Alvah, leader Jethuth, leader Aholibamah, leader Elah, leader Pinion, leader Kanaz, leader Taman, leader Mibzar, leader Magdiel, leader Iram. These were the leaders of Edom living in the land of their rule. This is Esau, the father of Idumeah. Thank you for watching. If you like the content on this channel, please press subscribe, the like button or comment below. We'd love to get your tips. See you next time.